You gotta bust out and have some fun with Banana Boat.
Get on the Banana Boat.
Our anti-burn system helps prevent skin damage and early aging. So you've got...
And welcome to another week of the Gene Keady Show. Only one game this week, a tough one for the Boilermakers, losing in Bloomington to IU 66-52. Jim Barber, along with head coach of the Purdue Boilermakers, Gene Keady. Very disappointing first half in this one, Coach, because you find yourselves down by 19 after the first 20 minutes.
Well, it's happened down there the 3 years in a row now. So we dig ourselves too big a hole, can't climb out, make a little run second half. But you've got to be ready to play with great intensity on defense and take care of the basketball on offense and be patient, and we did not do that. We got, I think, the score 10-12, and then we shot a couple quick shots, and again, the landslide started. So learning how to play the game right has been a real problem for us.
All right, let's take a look at the highlights. It was the usual raucous crowd at Assembly Hall. Not a bad start for you in this game.
Well, we get it inside like we wanted to, like we preach every game, and Rodney gets a layup from John Allison, and then we don't get enough pressure on the ball, and post defense is not very good, and they get it inside, which is where they really hurt us. Going inside, their three-point shooting didn't hurt us at all. So it was a game where dribble penetration helped us at first because we kept them spread, and we hung in there early. But after that, their shot blocking was a big key.
Yeah, they had 5 in the first half. They're able to turn on some situations, those shot blocks into points, and had a run that stretched the game from 10-8 all the way to 26-10.
And we were not able to get back in the game because of that. And shot selection in the game was a cause of it. When you get behind like that, you should have patience and let them play defense a while. And we have a tendency to want to catch up in 3 shots. So it's not been a good learning situation for us.
Now, your defense had its struggles with Jeffries, but able to force them not into taking 3-pointers. And then John Ellison, you know, good double-double game for him.
He did. He was our bright spot in the game. Anytime you get a double-double on the road, it's a positive. So he didn't get started well, but he did also have one of those games that at least you had something to look at that was positive.
Your bench, Demetrius Kilgore, almost 40% of your points in this game.
Came in and got a steal right away, got a layup, and then Austin comes in and does a nice job, goes 4 for 4 from the field. Demetrius hits a couple threes here with screenaways, and coming off of a single to get another 3. So, as you said, our bench, I think, had like 20 points.
There was a point in this game where in the second half you got to 13, a timeout. You had an open 3 for Rodney. You just missed it. Might have made things a little bit tighter, but again, they defended well. In this game, Jared Jeffries had 26, 18 in the second half. He had a terrific game against you.
He did. Probably playing as well as any player in the country. They are really playing good team defense, and with their shot blocking, it makes it even more productive because the other kids can really do a great job in the perimeter.
All right, for most of the teams, they now have reached the halfway point of the season, including Indiana. Purdue is at 3-6 in the Big Ten, with the halfway point being our theme. Why don't we do a little midterm report and have you do a little grading up here, Coach, and kind of assess what you've seen and what you like and what you haven't liked so far?
Well, offensive execution and fast break. And, you know, when I taught biology, my grading scale was 94 to 100 was an A, 94 to 85 was a B, or
you had a tough one.
And then 85 to 75 was a C, and 75 to 70 was a D. So if we had that scale, because of the record being 11-12, these will all be Fs.
Oh.
But with a little bit of the Big Ten season left, will not be maybe quite that harsh. But offensively, you know, we were first in the league for a while. With our offense, I'll give us a C there. The fast break has a tendency to break down when we don't stop at the free throw line. So if we could get our kids to do that, we could get that up to a B maybe. And then just basic offensive execution, we refuse to screen and move. Have to give us a D there. Not really executing when we need to in big games. And then the defense, we're last in the league, so I don't think there's any doubt you got an F.
Yep.
When you're last in the league, you're going to have an F. Rebounding's got a little better. I'm not much of a minus or a plus person, but I'd maybe have to go with a C minus there because it's getting better. Toughness have to be D, and inability to listen and not have disciplines a D. So we have a rough first, 3 quarters of the season going here, and as you can see, I'm not very happy.
That's probably an average of about a D or so, and so every category here obviously can use some improvement, particularly defensive execution. You've been pushing it, stressing it all year long. You still have 7 games left in the Big Ten. What's important at this point?
Well, I think work ethic and practice, a great attitude, come back and be positive, try to get all these up to Bs. You know, it's little over a fourth of the season left, and of course the most important part of the season is left, where you judge usually whether you can coach or not, whether you win in the tournament. So there could be B's or A's left here with the right attitude, the right togetherness, have a cause of team togetherness should be the cause. I think our cause early was individual problems, and they've kind of got those worked out a little bit now, so maybe we can put it together.
When you were a teacher, were you a tough grader?
Well, I used a pretty good scale. If they were ever there every day, they got along just fine. If they weren't, if you had a 4-hour class and you missed 5 times, I took off a grade. So it was like, if you're there, you're fine if you listen and take notes.
Same type of stress you've had with your players, which is get to class. Speaking of class, we'll have Andrew Ford as one of our special guests when we come back on the Gene Keady Show.
For daily updates on Purdue sports, visit goldenblack.com. To subscribe to Gold and Black Illustrated, call 1-800-876-GO-PU.
While you're busy all day, our chefs are making the meal you'll serve for dinner. Not in the mood for a restaurant, but still want a dinner prepared by a chef? It's easy with Chef Fresh. Delicious entrees, sides, and desserts prepared by gourmet chefs. The freshest meals already made and ready to go. So tonight, let a chef do the cooking. Chef Fresh, now available exclusively at Marsh and Lowville Foods.
It's the start of another year, and Chevy wants to make it one to remember. That's why we're kicking it into overdrive with $2,002 cash back on every new 2001 and 2002 Chevy car, truck, and SUV. That's $2,002 when you lease or purchase any new Chevrolet. It's a new year, and a new Chevy could make all the difference. So see your local Chevy dealer today.
Find the latest and most stylish Purdue fashions at University Spirit. Show your Boilermaker spirit with any of our officially licensed Purdue merchandise for any sporting event. We've got sports gear, kid stuff, and Purdue wear for every member of your family. Check us out at any of our 3 locations on the web, or grab the new catalog and order at home. University Spirit, where Purdue spirit comes alive.
Sell them, or he will come. Sell them, or he will come. Sell them, or he will...
Axeman, you get nothing. Our customers get everything. Save up to 10 grand or get financing as low as 0.0 APR on Toyota, Honda, Jeep, Lincoln, Mercury, Subaru, Mitsubishi, Hyundai, and more.
There's only one, Bob Rohrman.
Your best tax deal is here at the Bob Rohrman Auto Group, Sagamore Parkway, Lafayette.
This great moment in Boilermaker basketball is brought to you by Burger King. Purdue enjoys its best season in women's basketball history as the Boilers win their first ever NCAA national championship with a 62-45 victory against Duke. Purdue broke the school record, finishing the season with a 34-1 record. Also named Big Ten title champion with a perfect 16-0 record. The ladies finished their season on a 32-game win streak and ranked number 1 in both national polls. This great moment in Boilermaker basketball was brought to you by Burger King.
Our player profile segment of the Gene Keady Show is sponsored by Marsh. Our special guest today is player Andrew Ford. He's the man who would like to have Chevy Chase play him in a movie. You got to explain that.
I don't know. There's not too much to say. I just really like Chevy Chase. He's a funny guy. He keeps things loose, but I don't know. His movies just always made me laugh, and it's always good to laugh in life, so I'd love Chevy Chase to play me.
Sure. Haven't been a lot of smiles this season, though, I would imagine, with the way this team has been going so far. So how difficult it's been for you?
It's been really hard because I think my situation's a little more unique than some other guys because I'm actually a fan and a player, so it's been really hard to be both a part of it and also, you know, a big Purdue fan.
Yeah, Coach, he's grown up in the shadows of Purdue basketball, so you've known him for a while, haven't you?
Ever since he was born. I remember when he was born. So we need Chubby in our dressing room now. We're losing this up a little bit, so we could use some laughter. But Andrew's one of those very rare people that could have gone to a lower Division I team on scholarship, and thank goodness he came here because in practice he really makes it competitive, pushes the black squad, which is usually our first 6 or 7 guys, and does a great job. And then went in a couple games this year and stirred things up and helped us win.
Yeah, in the Illinois game in particular, inserted before the end of the first half, part of a trap at half court, forced them in a turnover, kept them from scoring. Purdue scored, made a big difference. Why Purdue? Why not Division II, Division III, where you probably could have been a pretty prolific scorer?
Well, I mean, this is where I've always wanted to come basically my whole life, and being from here with all my family here and all my friends coming to Purdue, and the fact that I've just loved the program my whole life made it basically a no-brainer for me to come here.
Yeah, you got a famous father, Bob Ford, who I've had a chance to work with for these past 10 years. Now, you have a head coach. What about having Dad at home? I mean, is he a second coach? Does he keep his distance? What exactly does he do in relation to your basketball?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't try to coach or try to tell me that much. He knows that all throughout my life I've had good coaches, and he coached me when I was younger. And the only thing he gets on me about is, you know, if I mess up or do something I shouldn't, or he basically does dad things and not really coach things.
Hey, let's coach be coach, right?
Yeah.
We're going to show some Andrew Ford in practice. Coach, in your opinion, one of the hardest working guys you got here?
Well, he is. He understands what we want because he's watched us. He probably gets about as disappointed as I do when we don't execute or play good D and do the things we expect. So he's been great. I wish we could have 14, 15 scholarships and he'd be one on easy here. So we've had other players other years like him that were on scholarship and we had 15, and he's very deserving, and I hope to get him on scholarship soon.
That'd be very nice. I imagine you'd be pretty excited about that, huh?
Yeah, that'd be great. But it doesn't really matter that much to me as long as I get to play.
Now, your family lives here in West Lafayette. Your dad, Bob, your mom, Polly, and family. But you have decided to live on campus as opposed to at home. So is that easier to be kind of a little distant from the folks?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the best of both worlds because I can have my own place and be with myself. But at the same time, I can always go home if I need a home-cooked meal or anything like that.
Do you do your own laundry?
No. I leave my grandmother. She's the best. She does that stuff for me. I love her.
Oh, well, that's neat. Coach, I know you enjoy having him on the squad, and you're going to see a lot of him in the next couple of years.
Well, we do. He's enjoyable to be around because I know he'll be there every day to practice hard. They don't have to worry about motivating him. He's a self-motivator. So, you know, he's just one of those young men you appreciate having on your team.
It's great to see you again.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Enjoy your classes and the rest of the season. Hopefully things get turned around.
Hope so.
Okay, Andrew Ford's been our special guest. We'll keep the basketball theme going when Zoe joins us in a moment. Stay with us.
Chrysler PT Cruiser. The world's never seen anything like it. Get a Chrysler PT Cruiser starting at $16,500, $20,600, nicely equipped.
Show off your Boilermaker spirit everywhere you go with Purdue apparel for the entire family, only at University Spirit. From outdoor wear to kids apparel, we've got everything you need to cheer the Boilermakers this sports season. Check us out at any of our 3 locations, on the web, or in our latest catalog. When it comes to Purdue wear, we've got it at University Spirit.
I've had 4 great years here. Greater Lafayette really feels like home. And now that I'm leaving, there's one thing I'm taking with me to help me stay connected. My Purdue Employees Federal Credit Union membership. I've been with PEFQ since I've been on campus, and now it'll be easy for me to stick with my PEFQ debit and credit cards wherever I go. And with PEFQ Online, I can do everything from checking my balances to paying my bills, right from my computer. I may be leaving, but with PEFQ, I can take a little bit of home with me.
Do you want this Valentine's Day to be extra special? Find the perfect present this Valentine's Day at Lafayette Flowers, Merle Norman Cosmetics, and Ramsey's Exchange. While you're there, enter to win WLFI's Video Valentine Contest. You could win a chance to wish your sweetheart a happy Valentine's Day on TV. And if you're planning to propose this Valentine's Day, you could win an opportunity to do it on WLFI. Enter the Video Valentine Contest today.
More reason to celebrate 2002 from DeFau Chevrolet with more value, more savings, more excitement with our new rebates on all 2002 Chevrolets. We now offer $2,002 rebate and 5.9% financing on every new car, truck, van, and SUV in the Chevrolet lineup. Corvette to Tracker, check out our new $2,002 cash plus 5.9% APR. Save now at DeFao Chevrolet, serving you for over 40 years from Lafayette.
Gibson Furniture. Goodbye, baby.
Family heirlooms. They're irreplaceable. At Gibson Furniture, we know heirlooms are legacies for generations to come. Quality furniture to pass down to your loved ones. Gibson Furniture knows how important that is. Furniture to last a lifetime and beyond.
Gibson Furniture, we make your house a home.
Our special guest segment is sponsored by Chevrolet. Gonzo Martin, one of Purdue's best all-time players, is our special guest today and also an assistant coach with the Boilermakers. And I cannot wait to show you some vintage Zoe Martin footage that has had Andrew Ford in stitches over here. How you been, Zoe?
Not bad, Jim.
Well, let's before we get to that, let's talk first of all about this season and how difficult it is. We were chatting moments before we went on the air. You were a pretty fine player here, both on defense and offense. So how frustrating is it for you to see what's been happening?
I think it's tough from the standpoint of, as a coaching staff, you go over the same stuff every day. Some days you just want to, let's go out and scrimmage, have a practice like a scrimmage environment. But you have to go over the basics every day. It's almost like we're teaching guys like that in the 10th grade, teaching the basics over and over. And it gets tough from the standpoint because you want to teach, and let's go out and work on shots one day and just watch video on that beginning of the practice. But we keep going over the same stuff every day, and that makes it tough for a coach.
How about your transition from player for Gene Keady to coach, assistant coach with Gene Keady?
It's been easy from the standpoint of I played for Coach, so I understand what he wants and what he expects from his players, and it's been a great experience these 2 years from a teaching standpoint. I mean, I've learned so much on and off the court, and it's been great for me. And I think the thing that will help me in the future is the losses. I mean, you hate to lose ball games, but I understand how Coach handles these situations. He approaches the same way as he would approach a win. So I think that's the greatest thing I've learned from Coach, how to approach a losing season. I mean, because it's been really tough. I mean, you want to get down on the guys, you get frustrated, but you got to keep pushing and pushing. Because I think one thing about it, when the players see you get down, then they all of a sudden get down, they lose their morale. So you got to stay up. And that's kind of hard to do, to stay up every day. But Coach does a great job of doing it, and that's one of the biggest things I learned from him.
Well, this guy didn't lose very much when he played, so we're going to go back to some of that ancient footage. Got to comment on the hair, first off. And, you know, this wasn't that long ago, I guess.
Not that long.
You get a chance to look back at some of those days at all?
I like those days. Andrew Ford, he always watches film we played. He always talks about me, how guys scored on me. I was supposed to be a defensive shot, but guys were scoring on me. But those were the good old days. As you can see, the emotion we played with, and that's what it's all about. We try to get these guys to play with that same type of emotion. And we always tell them it's not about being the best athlete or the greatest player, but you got to play as a team. And you saw Indiana last night. They played great as a team. I don't think they have the best athletes. I mean, Jared's probably one of the best players in the country. But other than that, they just have good role players. They play so well as a team. And that's the key with our guys. We have talent, but we got to put it together as a team.
Now, you help handle recruiting. I know there are restrictions as to what you can and cannot talk about with next year's class, but kind of give us some insight as to how that's gone. And there are some pretty good expectations for people coming here in the next few years.
We got a good class coming. I think we got quality guys. We got Chris Book, who's a guy, 6'10" guy that can do a lot of things. I mean, not great at anything, but can block shots, rebound, score baskets inside and outside. Matt Keefe, who's a tough player from Evansville, all-around player, 6'10", same way. You got Melvin Buckler from out of Chicago, 6'7", 6'8" kid, who ended up probably playing 3 different positions. Then you got David Teague, all-around good player. So we have some quality players coming in.
About 30 seconds in this segment. Can you get this thing turned around with this year's team?
Without a doubt. I mean, I just think it's a matter of these guys saying, let me try to see what Coach talking about. Let me try this for an instance and see if this works. And that's the bottom line. We won 2 games because they listened to Coach. But like Coach said, it goes back to one of those things. You start winning, then all of a sudden guys get up and you make it tough on you. Then you got to make an adjustment. The first thing we do is come down, shoot a quick shot, and that's what hurts. I mean, and we got to get tough on defense, and that's all toughness. That's all it is, heart and pride playing defense.
By the way, the newest addition to your family, Chase, doing well?
Chase is doing well. He's taking over my bed, so I got to find a place to sleep.
Don't look like you've lost any sleep, though.
Not at all. Got to keep working. Like I said, I can't let the players see me get down. I got to keep pushing.
Absolutely. Thank you, Zoe.
Thank you.
Alonzo Martin, our special guest. The coach rejoins us in a moment.
While you're busy all day, our chefs are making the meal you'll serve for dinner. Not in the mood for a restaurant, but still want a dinner prepared by a chef? It's easy with Chef Fresh. Delicious entrees, sides, and desserts prepared by gourmet chefs. The freshest meals already made and ready to go. So tonight, let a chef do the cooking. Chef Fresh, now available exclusively at Marsh and Lowville Foods.
Do you feel safe on the road?
Drunk driving is more likely to kill somebody than any other crime.
We pick them up all hours of day and night.
Who are the offenders?
I thought it would be some evil person.
Can this problem be solved?
It's not just as simple as just locking them up.
We'll look at the devastation caused by drunk driving and why current laws aren't working. Drunk and Deadly. Starting Monday on News Channel 18 at 6 and 11.
Sports Scene 18 is brought to you each week through a partnership of News Channel 18 Sports and Gold and Black Illustrated. For more information on Purdue sports, check out Gold and Black Illustrated. Subscriptions include 26 action-packed issues and the preseason football and basketball yearbooks. From Tiller to Keady to Curry, you'll know all there is to know about the Purdue teams, who the Boilermakers are recruiting, and what to expect in that next big game. Fans needing a daily dose of Purdue sports news, visit goldandblack.com.
What you doing, Billy? Working on my bike. I just got a new horn. Hey, I just got a new horn too. You want to hear it? Yeah. Whoa. That's cool.
Hey, we can't help you impress your friends, but we can help make your banking better with the mortgage you want at the rate you need and the local service you deserve. Lafayette Bank and Trust. We're making banking better.
Once Upon a Child presents Magic. Watch as your children's outgrown clothing, furniture, equipment, and toys magically disappear. Where do they go? Smart parents bring them to Once Upon a Child. We're now buying gently used spring and summer kids items, including holiday dresswear and accessories, strollers, outdoor toys, swimsuits, playwear, and more. Don't delay. Bring us your gently used kid stuff today and turn it magically into money.
Located at Fairview Drive and State Road 26 East.
Two games for the Boilermakers this week in Big Ten action. Before we get to that, a quick trip for you to New Orleans for the Super Bowl. Kind of trace your football roots, huh?
Well, that and it's for some TV stuff, so kind of get away a couple days and then come back Monday fresh and ready to go again.
Yeah, you get your first look at Penn State. You're going to play them twice this year. Had a chance to see them up in Minneapolis against the Gophers. This is a very young team, one starter back in Tyler Smith. What can you tell us about them?
Well, they're young and like us, they're hungry to win a game, and it's going to be a road game that we need to win if we're going to stay in the race of being in a reasonable place. So it's very important to us. This is the biggest game of the year for us.
And then you look at Illinois. You obviously had a huge win a few weeks ago at Mackey Arena, 84-75. Can you put your finger on Illinois' struggles at times this year?
Jim,
I know you got your own situation.
Put it on ours.
Yeah.
No, not really. I think that sometimes when you have guys that think they're going professional, they have focus problems elsewhere, but that may not be it at all. I don't know. So one of those things, we just want to go and try to play like we did here against them.
Yeah, now when you get a chance to face them this time, Krupalya is back and Johnson is back. So let's talk a little bit about how much difference those guys make coming off the bench.
Well, I thought here we wore down their big guys a little bit, and endurance might have been a factor. So with them back, their depth would be better at the inside position. So that could be, a different story.
The good thing about this season, if there is a good thing, there's still a lot of basketball left. You have 7 games in the conference. You're going to see Penn State twice. You'll see Northwestern. You'll see Illinois. You'll see others. How to get this thing going, and what are your expectations at this point, having lost 6 of 9 times in the conference?
Well, expectations of the coaches is for the players to listen and pay attention and do what we teach and be good students and have a positive attitude and to turn it around with, good execution on offense, play hard on defense, and have fun while they're doing it. So it's not like we got an illness. It's something that we all enjoy doing. But fortunately, unfortunately, whichever you look at it, you're judging whether you win or lose. And I guess that's why I've stayed in it all these years. It's a great challenge, but mostly it's a great opportunity to do something special.
Yeah, let's talk about some positives from the Indiana game. Austin Parkinson, 4 for 4 from the floor, and he was able to penetrate. So that's one thing I think that jumps out at you.
Yeah, and I thought Demetrius came in and shot the ball okay. He played a little better defense. John's double-double was a highlight. But overall, you're going to have 5 guys double-doubles, and if you get beat by Indiana, it's a bad week and might be a bad year. So you're not very happy about it.
Yeah, so your travels for this week, Penn State travel Tuesday, play on Wednesday, then come back, get ready for Illinois. So 2 road games after 2 pretty important home wins a week ago. So playing on the road, is your team getting, of course, against Indiana, you're down big, but is your team getting any more acclimated to what's expected from you on the road?
I don't think so. We would have proven against Indiana. So we got to go to Penn State and do those things it takes to win, take good shots, play good team defense, but mostly just be together as a group. And everybody has to be on the same page and have a cause of togetherness, not individual stuff. So it's all correctable, and we intend to do it, we want to do it, and we expect to do it.
All right, thank you, Coach. We wish you the best next week. We'll see you at Penn State. That's our show. The Boilermakers have the Lions on the road on Wednesday, then Champaign, the rematch with Illinois on Saturday. For Gene Keady, I'm Jim Barber. We'll see you next week. University Spirit Stores at Chauncey Hill Mall, Purdue West, and the Tippecanoe Mall in Lafayette provide all the Purdue merchandise appearing on the Gene Keady Show, plus all Purdue apparel worn by Coach Keady and Jim Barber. This has been the Gene Keady Show, providing the Purdue perspective to basketball fans everywhere. The Gene Keady Show has been brought to you in part by
I've met some amazing people on this stage. Many people come here and rise to the Jeopardy Challenge. Me? I'm just happy to be part of it.
Weeknights at 7:30 on WLFI.
This February, get out of the cold. Let CBS turn up the heat.
Not much defense between the 10th and 11th rated teams in the conference defending Purdue and Penn State. This game is produced and distributed by ESPN Regional Television Incorporated. Not a whole lot of people here tonight, but they'll be loud. And John Allison, in just 4 minutes and 27 seconds, already several touches, already 8 points. That was the design of Purdue, no surprise.
Hey, maybe rubbing that elbow over there because his arm's not used to that much activity here earlier. There was a foul before that last timeout on Austin Parkinson, so Purdue lost the ball. Penn State gets it back here.
Look at the great shooting so far, but again, defensive lapse on both sides, particularly Purdue getting back in transitional defense.
And Jerry Dunn's team with a little more balance than Purdue here early.
Rodney Smith in the open court against Tyler Smith. Tried to bank it, missed it. Smith with a rebound, and it's on the floor now. Kilgore comes up to it. Here's Andrew Ford to the basket. And back come the Lions. So Ford getting some early action for Purdue. Watkins tries to go to work on him and fill all the spots. A personal foul on the freshman from West Lafayette.
So Brandon Watkins is a tough matchup one-on-one for any guard in the Big Ten if he gets room to work. As far as putting the ball on the floor, taking his defender off the dribble. He was about to go around and score that time had he not been fouled. Watkins is very aggressive early in this game offensively, looking to take the ball to the basket.
Willie Dean in the game for Purdue will match against Watkins. Ford on Chambliss. That'll be a tough matchup because the Chambliss is great outside shooting. But so far, Sharif very quiet. Haven't needed his three-pointers. Now he'll try one. And it rims in and out. Tilsch in the game for Penn State gets the rebound. Darren Tilsch, a fine freshman that Jerry Dunn really likes a lot.
And a nice job rebounding by Penn State here early. They have struggled on the boards in the Big Ten all year long. They've really struggled to compete from a rebounding standpoint. Off to a good start here tonight.
In fact, against Iowa, out-rebounded 48-24. Here's Willie Dean, top scorer in the conference over all the games this season.
Dean really concerns Penn State. They're trying to make sure he doesn't have a night where he gets 28 or 30 as he can do. No one else in the Purdue team can probably score like that. That's a big concern for Penn State.
Dean actually had 22 in the first half against Minnesota and then didn't get a field goal the rest of the game. And Purdue lost that to the Gophers. And now Willie on the drive gets fouled, and he'll be shooting a couple, I think.
Penn State with a bigger defender on him that time, and Darren Tilsch, who you see, the freshman, he's a guy who you'd like to see get more minutes, but he has had trouble staying on the floor because of foul trouble, especially on the road. But he's been asked to guard some quick perimeter people in several games this year. He tried to guard Kirk Finney up at Wisconsin, and it's tough to stay out of foul trouble when you're a freshman playing against some of the outstanding seniors.
In fact, it was a non-shooting foul, so Dean will throw it in for Purdue at 13:52 the first half, 15-11 in favor of Penn State. Dean looking for the open cutter. That's Ford. Allison out to set up a pick. There's a mismatch inside, and on the overplay, stolen by Ega Casey. And Andrew Ford takes an offensive foul from Darren Tilsch. One of the things that Purdue players have done great for the years is being able to take the charge.
Great job defensively by Andrew Ford. And again, we mentioned it's tough for Darren Tilsch to stay in the game when he picks up early fouls. It's been a problem for him throughout the Big Ten. They'd like to leave him in the game. He does good things, but he just has not been able to stay out of foul trouble in Big Ten games.
Andrew goes to the sidelines. His dad, Bob Ford, works as part of our ESPN regional TV crew and a former Purdue Big Ten star.
He's the A team. You're stuck with a B team here tonight.
Well, I get to work with the A team on Saturday in Michigan if that's the case. The game time is an 11 o'clock start between Penn State and Michigan. Bob doesn't get up until 2 during the day, so I'm really concerned about it. It's great to be working with you tonight, Frank.
Yeah, great to be with you, Jim.
Substitutions both ways as Jagla gets a breather.
So he was the first option all the way. That time the steal takes it the other end. And this is a guy who can score points in a hurry. You know, if he gets rolling, they really can score points in bunches.
Kilgore with a move to the basket miss. That's kind of the frustration that Purdue has seen tonight, but Purdue keeps the ball. Down 61-41. Rodney Smith snaking inside, draws the foul on Tyler Smith. And so points for Smith potentially coming up at the free throw line for Purdue. But a 20-point Penn State lead. It's kind of fun to watch Chambliss with that layup moments ago, and Watkins kind of bumped off of him with his hand. It's the way to go, partner.
That's a nice job after that missed dunk by Kilgore, and he got the ball back, didn't try to force the drive in traffic that time, reset the offense and got it down to Smith inside. A lot of times when you miss a dunk, you try to make something happen. It's not there. He showed some poise and got Smith to the free throw line.
Ohio State with a great second half, trying to maintain its position in the conference. The win puts them a half a game up on Indiana, which won last night, leading by at 1 point over Iowa by 32. That was stunning. But Indiana plays great defense, getting great support from its offensive style as well.
This has been a league of confusion thus far this year. Confusion and surprises, and it's almost night in and night out.
Well, the two best teams in the league right now, Indiana and Ohio State, are playing the best defense. While Although Indiana gave up a lot of points last week to Minnesota, and Ohio State did the same the week prior, they're still probably the two best defensive schools. They beat the clock, but didn't hit the three.
The other thing those two teams have done is had outstanding guard play. That means a great deal as well, Jim. You've got guards running the show out there, shooting the ball from the perimeter, and that helps set the tone for your entire team.
Our venue tonight, the Bryce Jordan Center in Pennsylvania. Jim Barber, Frank Gardenia, and Penn State with an 18-point advantage, trying to win for the first time since the 9th of January when the Lions beat Wisconsin. Dean will try a three, having a very rough go of it. Big Ten's top scorer. Voskill able to track it down and get a timeout, I think.
I think he was thinking called timeout the whole time he was chasing the ball down. He knew he might not pick it up cleanly.
We are halfway through the second half, and right now Jerry Dunn and his team in great position to win for the sixth team as well. Smith's offense tonight is just a few under his average, and that's not the reason Purdue is losing this evening. But it's just not been the season, if you follow Purdue, that Boilermakers expected. In fact, it's been quite a disappointment. And I think tonight is going to be one of the bigger disappointments because Purdue is expected to be much more competitive and certainly had a good chance to win. Smith gets inside position on the freshman Matt Carroll, and the Lions lead back to 18. This is a feel-good game for Penn State tonight, I would think.
Yeah, everyone's scoring, everyone contributing. Purdue just turned their head a moment and lost Tyler Smith that time, but the Nittany Lions, as you mentioned, they got 4 guys in double figures. They're getting scoring inside. This could be a real coming out party for a guy like